Welcome to the No Views News. This program was created on Thursday, May 27th, at 8:25 a.m. Pacific Daylight Time, by Zeno Reader. There are 703 headlines from 106 feeds we check to build this automated report. Welcome to No Views, daily automated podcast news. The headlines in this super unknown daily news summary do not imply fact-checking or endorsement of ideas. The first headlines are from the current most popular news site, Yahoo News, with 175 million estimated monthly unique visitors. Kansas City area Proud Boy who wielded axe handle at Capitol riot wants out of jail. GPs warn they are being overwhelmed by tsunami of patients. GOP senators unveil $928 billion infrastructure counteroffer. 5 predictions by the U.S.'s top spies about what the world could look like in 20 years. Medical marijuana industry has high anxiety waiting for Florida Supreme Court ruling. Big cheese no more, UK drug dealer caught out by cheesepick. European privacy groups challenge facial scan firm Clearview. I'm cancer-free, how a diagnosis of stage 4 cancer is no longer a death sentence. Letters to the editor, leaving California because of finances doesn't make you a climate migrant. German scientists identify possible cause of vaccine blood clots. The next headlines are from the second most popular news website at this time, with 150 million unique monthly visitors, Google News. Biden's plan, president to propose $6 trillion budget to boost middle-class infrastructure, The New York Times. Inside Acer's ambitious and wonderfully messy plans for 2021, The Verge. Watch, injured Russell Westbrook has to be restrained after Sixers fandom's popcorn on him, CBS Philly. Nintendo's Game Builder Garage is a powerful and complex game creation tool and gadget. CVS is handing out prizes for COVID-19 vaccinations, CNN. Senate GOP unveils its $928 billion infrastructure counter-offer to Biden, here's what's in it, CNBC. Macron seeks forgiveness for France's role in Rwanda genocide, but stops short of apology, CNN. Borderlands 3 was ready to allow full cross-play, but PlayStation support has been pulled, IGN. San Jose shooting, gunmen had talked about killing people at work, The Guardian. Airbus gears up for large production increases, Simple Flying. The following headlines are from the third most popular news website, with 110 million unique monthly visitors, The Huffington Post. Mickey Callaway fired by the Angels for sexual harassment. Russell Westbrook injures ankle but fans' disrespectful act hurts more. Not everyone is happy hugs are back, here's why. Judge upholds ex-Penn State president's jail sentence for role in Sandusky scandal. U.S. unemployment claims fall to 406,000, a new pandemic low. U.S. pipelines order to increase cyber defenses after hack. 15 sex toys from Belisa boutique that actually get the job done. Friends reunion reveals co-star's crush that we should have seen coming, spoiler. Friends cast says the one thing fans won't want to hear, spoiler. The best time of day to submit a job application. The next headlines are from the fourth most popular news website, with 95 million estimated unique monthly visitors, CNN. Woman wins $1 million on $20 lottery ticket. Baltimore residents complain about USPS delays. New sandbar sharks arrive at aquarium. Lightfoot introduces package of relief efforts. 2 men charged in connection to death of 18-YO. Police searching for missing woman. Tulsa race massacre marks dark chapter. 31 people arrested in undercover online child sex crimes operation. In his final days, boy shared his wish. Police surround home after gunshots fired. The next headlines are from the fifth most popular news website at this time, with 70 million estimated unique monthly visitors, The New York Times. Man rescued in Colorado mountain pass is accused in 1982 murders. France's Macron arrives in Rwanda to turn new page in relations. Biden's plan, president to propose $6 trillion budget to boost middle-class infrastructure. Business updates, how a small hedge fund beat big oil. Victims identified in San Jose rail yard shooting that killed 9. COVID live updates, Canadian province is now North America's virus hotspot. Live updates, Republicans to counter Biden's infrastructure plan. This centuries-old trick will unlock your productivity. How the candidates for New York City mayor plan to improve transit. Biden to require pipeline companies to report cyber attacks. The following headlines are from the 6th most popular news website, with an estimated 65 million monthly unique visitors, Fox News. USA Today scrubs mail from teens opposite the editorial page on competing against transgender athletes. Jim Jordan promises inside look at GOP battles in recent years in new book. Knicks rookie Obi Toppin's mother emotional as fans cheer for her son at Madison Square Garden. New York Times reporter apologizes for criticizing lab leak coronavirus theory as racist. Family of American journalist detained in Burma awaiting proof of his well-being. Jack Black heartbroken about School of Rock co-star Kevin Clark's death. Hawaii says COVID-19 variants of concern now account for majority of cases in state. Brian Mast slams wokeness, says it would be the most dangerous thing for our military. San Jose shooting suspect set device to ignite fire at home to coincide with workplace massacre, sheriff. Knicks Taj Gibson gets emotional talking about playoff win with former Bulls teammates. You are hearing today's top news headlines and more. Today is Thursday, May 27th. The next headlines are from the 7th most popular news website, with 63 million estimated monthly unique visitors, CBS News. Who is Samuel Cassidy, gunman in San Jose mass shooting at VTA rail yard? Watch, Caroline Diamore discusses surreal MTV's The Hills, new beginnings experience and pizza girl business. Is Dogecoin a good investment? Expert suggests avoiding controversial cryptocurrency market. Charles Schwab Challenge preview, Colonial Country Club demands every part of your game, says CBS Sports' Amanda Bailey. Child tax credit, when will your first monthly check come? Southwest Airlines attendant loses 2 teeth, left bloodied in mid-flight attack by passenger, she just knocked her out. Marilyn Manson wanted on active arrest warrant for assault in New Hampshire. SEC football, CBS Sports announces 2021 schedule including Alabama at Florida on September 18th. Colonial Country Club, profile of Hogan's Alley, home of the horrible horseshoe. Mayweather vs. Paul, Showtime Sports announces broadcast team for June 6th event. The next headlines are from the 8th most popular news website, with an estimated 53 million monthly unique visitors, Mail Online, The Daily Mail. Lockheed Martin put top defense execs through Zoom course to unlearn white male privilege. Nephew, 20, of Damian Lewis and Helen McCrory died in head-on crash. Facebook shows its true and ugly colors over Wuhan censorship. June 21st hangs in the balance, warns Professor Neil Ferguson. Tyson Fury and Lewis Hamilton offer support to Marcus Rashford after Man Utd ace was racially abused. COVID hospitalizations remain low despite rising cases, encouraging data show. Pedestrian crossing signals will be left on green men at 18 sets of lights. School of Rock, where are the cast now? Another 50 migrants cross channel by small boat amid calm weather. Friends reunion special, the 6 iconic pals are finally back together. The following headlines are from the 9th most popular news website, with an estimated 47 million monthly unique visitors, The Washington Post. This is the Washington Post World News Feed. The Wuhan lab leak theory is getting more attention, that's because key evidence is still missing. Egypt president in Djibouti to forge ties amid Nile dispute. 3 jailed over 2017 Barcelona attacks by Islamist extremists. France's Macron admits some guilt for Rwanda's genocide. COVID-19 live updates. China pushes back against Biden administration for raising pressure on coronavirus origins. Purported bomb threat Belarus cited in plane interception was sent after flight diverted, email provider says. Macron acknowledges some French responsibility in Rwandan genocide and asks forgiveness. Britain's health secretary rejects bombs over how the pandemic response was bungled. Study, Sinopharm COVID-19 vaccines appear safe, effective. Egypt invites Hamas, Palestinians, Israel for further talks. The next headlines are from the 10th most popular news website, which has an estimated 42 million monthly unique visitors, The Guardian. This is The Guardian's U.S. news feed. COVID live. Germany to offer children aged 12 and over jab by September, Olympic warning over new variants. Republicans propose nearly $1 trillion counter-offer to Biden's infrastructure plan, Live. Did COVID come from a Wuhan lab? What we know so far. The Democrat standing in the way of his party's efforts to protect voting rights. Santa Monica farm two-door purveyor admits to mislabeling meats. Every mass shooting in the U.S., a visual database. DMX, Exodus Review, a bold and bleak posthumous finale. Texas Democrats kill transphobic bill aimed at student-athletes by stalling. Brazil aerial photos show miners' devastation of indigenous peoples' land. World Aviation Body to launch inquiry into Belarus hijacking. The following headlines are from the 12th most popular news website, with an estimated 36 million monthly unique visitors, ABC News. Man arrested after opening fire on officers at Texas home. Judge orders mediation in transgender rapier toss case. Report, woman drove through vaccination tent to protest. Senate Republicans unveil latest counter-offer to Biden on infrastructure spending. San Jose mass shooting updates, 2 guns, 11 magazines found. Man who went on stabbing spree in home is shot and killed by one of his victims. Feds mandate pipeline companies report breaches within 12 hours. The next headlines are from the 13th most popular news website, with an estimated 35 million monthly unique visitors, the BBC News. Dr. Congo, thousands flee Goma after second volcano warning. Macron asks Rwanda to forgive France over 1994 genocide role. San Jose shooting, employee kills aide at California train yard. COVID, China hits back as U.S. revisits Wuhan lab leak theory. Franz Kafka, manuscripts, drawings and personal letters go online. Ethiopia's Tigray conflict, Biden demands ceasefire and end to abuses. Mountain biker Bienvenido Aguado lands record 100 feet front flip. India YouTuber arrested for flying dog with helium balloons. Super blood moon treats stargazers around the world. Xar Prieto, Cuban baseball player defects on Florida trip. The following headlines are from the 14th most popular news website, with an estimated 34 million monthly unique visitors, USA Today. Scared to death, Tennessee police chief says he was traumatized by officers as a youth. 10 states reach Biden's vaccination goal, FDA authorizes third antibody drug, global cases drop 14%, WHO says, live COVID-19 updates. Giant tortoise thought to be extinct 112 years ago found on Galapagos Island. Pride is back in 2021, here's how to celebrate with parades, in-person and online events. 9th victim dies after rail yard shooting in San Jose, gunman was longtime rail employee. The day in pictures. Showbiz minute, Clark, Carl, Royals. No words to describe the heartache. 9th victim dies in deadly shooting rampage at San Jose, California, rail yard. Love them or loathe them, Brood X cicadas return. Today in history for May 27th. The next headlines are from the 15th most popular news website, with an estimated 35.5 million monthly unique visitors, the LA Times. Former House Speaker Paul Ryan to urge GOP to return to Reaganism, end Trump fixation. Column, How the Los Angeles Police Department got this way and 5 concrete ways it needs to change. An outdoor night market blossoms in Lincoln Heights as LA recovers from COVID-19's devastation. A self-styled Satanist beheaded a cellmate, but the guards didn't notice, report says. New California COVID relief could include checks, business grants, child savings accounts. Promise 2021, socially distanced dancing, masks and parties in parking lots. He set his house on fire and killed 9 co-workers. Gunman's rampage leaves San Jose reeling. Echo Park Lake reopens, with new grass, new paint and no tents. Scores of families, friends await word on loved ones after San Jose mass shooting. Despite California's overall COVID-19 vaccine progress, gaps remain. We hope you are enjoying this news podcast. Today is Thursday, May 27, 2021. You just heard from the top 15 most popular news websites in the world. More, from other news sources, is up next. Next, Reddit World News. Reddit is a user collective which claims over 430 million active users per month, and these are the top voted stories today. Japan Doctors Union warns Olympics could lead to Tokyo Olympic virus strain. Ireland becomes first EU state to accuse Israel of de facto annexation. Qatar pledges $500 million for Gaza's reconstruction. Email bomb threat sent after blogger's plane was diverted over Belarus, Swiss email provider. Taiwan says request to drop word country preceded BioNTech vaccine deal collapse. UN Rights Chief Bachelet says Israeli strikes on Gaza may be war crimes, as she had seen no evidence that civilian buildings in Gaza hit by Israeli strikes were being used for military purposes. Taiwan hurdles towards super age status as birth rates plummets. Climate forecast, it's a warning, world at risk of hitting temperature limit in next 5 years. Lukashenko is demanding compensation from EU countries for the costs incurred on Ryanair's plane. Hong Kong police officially banned Tiananmen Massacre Park Vigil for second successive year. Bomb threat that justified Belarus hijacking came 24 minutes after hijacking. More than half of Europeans want to replace lawmakers with AI, study says. Revealed, Nestle's floating supermarket sent into heart of the Amazon and packed with ultra-processed junk food is blamed for shocking obesity crisis hitting children as young as 7. Cop found guilty of assaulting Sydney woman, falsifying evidence. Australian court finds government has duty to protect young people from climate crisis, a world first. The next headlines are from Forbes. 2 weapons that shouldn't be in the Pentagon's new budget. Behind the scenes with NBC News' Andrea Mitchell, reporting this week from Israel. The Weeknd's Blinding Lights is now tied as the 3rd longest charting song of all time. Shareholders rebuke ExxonMobil on climate, in a wake-up call for big oil. Gatorade adds Seattle Seahawks DK Metcalf to talented group of young athlete endorsers. Renowned drug hunter joins team to cure challenging brain diseases. A good moment for everyone as the NY Islanders deliver one more defining memory at Nassau Coliseum. GOP bums infrastructure counter offer to $928 billion, focused on roads, but not climate change. Paul Ryan to call out party for its loyalty to Trump. GOP should not depend on the populist appeal of one personality. These Filipino-inspired donuts sell out in under a minute every week. The next headlines are from Nature.com. Scientific image sleuth faces legal action for criticizing research papers. Divisive COVID lab leak debate prompts dire warnings from researchers. BNT162b2 vaccine induces neutralizing antibodies and poly-specific T cells in humans. A 10% increase in global land evapotranspiration from 2003 to 2019. Activation of retinal neurons triggers tumor formation in cancer-prone mice. Business of Science, how technology transfer teams can help your spin-off succeed. A Guide to the Nature Index. China's leading researchers set their sights on new frontiers. The mini lungs and other organoids helping to beat COVID. Protect precious scientific collaboration from geopolitics. The World Population Update. Currently, we are increasing by over 220,000 people a day, expecting to reach 8 billion in 2023. At the time this report was generated, the population was estimated to be 7,707,834,900 humans. Worldometers.info says there are 195 countries at this time and, of those, the top 10 with the largest populations are, in order, China, India, the United States, Indonesia, Pakistan, Brazil, Nigeria, Bangladesh, Russia, and then Mexico. The next headlines are from Variety. Mondo New York City Conference unveils new panels, events and showcases. The one where Lady Gaga sings Smelly Cat on Friends, the reunion. JoJo drops new single, Creature of Habit, after Masked Singer reveal. Rose Byrne is enlightened by aerobics in new physical trailer, TV News Roundup. Telemundo Global Studios buys complete library of all-time best-selling Spanish-language writer Corntellado. Wes Anderson's The French Dispatch sets new theatrical release date. Variety and NBC Universal launch virtual fic house. Roku inks Saban Films deal for first pay TV window rights to some titles. Jennifer Prince, Twitter's head of content partnerships, joins board of Versus Systems. David Schwimmer still holds a grudge against Marcel and 17 other things learned from Friends, the reunion. The following headlines are from NPR, National Public Radio. Fired after calling 911 on a Blackbird watcher, Amy Cooper sues for discrimination. International travel opens to the vaccinated, but how do you prove you got the shot? Senate Republicans release $928 billion infrastructure counteroffer. Every possible explanation for COVID-19 should be investigated, expert says. Dear son, how mom's letter inspired a graduation speech, from prison. We're seeing a spike in workplace shootings, here's why. Ex-Penn State president will serve jail time in the Jerry Sandusky child abuse scandal. In wake of colonial attack, pipelines now must report cybersecurity breaches. Fearing their kids will inherit dead coral reefs, scientists are urging bold action. For Americans with family in Israel and Gaza, the conflict hit home, and still does. The following headlines are from the week. Congressional Republicans are privately dreading Trump's return to the campaign trail. Lois Ehlert, Chicka Chicka Boom Boom illustrator, has died at 86. America's wild housing market has everybody guessing. Forget more James Bond, this is what Amazon should do with MGM. Democrats are falling for Republicans' fake negotiations again. Late night hosts debate whether Trump will actually go to prison this time. Trump's new contract with America is a ploy to distract him from airing his grievances, Maggie Haberman says. Ford reports 70,000 reservations for its newly unveiled all-electric F-150 truck. Victims in San Jose mass shooting identified. Exxon shareholders elect 2 or 3 green energy advocates to board, in day of landmark defeats for big oil. The following headlines are from the Texas Observer. Texas educators worry bill limiting the teaching of current events and historic racism would whitewash history. The Western's long glorification of oppression. The next headlines are from Physics Buzz News. Reset your brain. The next headlines are from Universe Today. The elements for life depend on both how and where a planet forms. What happened moments after the Big Bang? Amazing views of Wednesday morning's total lunar eclipse. These are the news headlines for today, Thursday, May 27th. This podcast is produced only in English at this time. As of 2020, the Ethnologue reference lists 7,117 different human languages, with English being the third most common, after Mandarin Chinese and Spanish. The following headlines are from earthsky.org. How shrinking planets might explain missing planets. Meteors from rare long-period comets. Virgo, here's your constellation. It's almost time for Manhattanhenge. Omega Centauri is the Milky Way's largest star cluster. See it, this week's lunar eclipse photos. Thursday liftoff for 36 OneWeb Internet satellites. Arctic sea ice succumbs to Atlantification. Say hello to the world's biggest iceberg. Best Milky Way picks of 2021. The next news is from Politico. European Commission, AstraZeneca fire shots in court. George Floyd's murder transformed America. Renewed Iran nuclear deal feasible as talks enter likely final round. Republicans offer infrastructure counter well short of Biden vision. Senate confirms, then unconfirms, Biden's Army Secretary nominee. So orders pipeline companies to disclose breaches after colonial hack. Trump wanted a quick tax break. His appointees are now stuck with big bills. It's insane. Proud Boys Furor tests limits of Trump's GOP. How the pandemic changed America's ideas about infrastructure. Biden expected to use budget to strengthen abortion rights bona fides. The next headlines are from the Sydney Morning Herald in Australia. Politically focused PM takes eye off pandemic. New traineeships aim to address hair and beauty skills shortages. Risk is increasing, vaccines could go to under 40s if Victorian cluster spirals. Desire to inspire the next generation. New delivery on way for online retail multimillionaires. From the archives, 1989, Jeff Fennick impressive in his $5 rugby league debut. In the Herald, May 28, 1880. Big Oil's climate defeats deepen risks for Australian producers. Target time and super quiz, Friday, May 28. So you were insulted at work. The next headlines are from MarketWatch. Metal stocks, gold slips back from $1,900 level. Climate change pressure builds on big oil after activist wins Exxon board seats, court ruling hits Shell. Economic report, pending home sales sink as the housing market falls back to earth. The Moneyist, my husband of 30 years had income with his mother's help. When confronted he said, I'm a liar, I've been doing this for 10 years. Retire better, you've been vaxxed, great, but what about all these other diseases? Mortgage rates drop back below 3%, here's how much Americans could save by refinancing. Europe markets, U.S. investors are pouring money into European stock funds. 1 cup a day of this nutritious food reduces the risk of heart disease, according to a study of 50,000 people. SportsWatch, online gaming company Supergroup is betting its global reach can lead to U.S. success in latest SPAC deal. Economic report, U.S. durable goods orders fall in April for the first time in a year, but there's plenty of silver linings. Next, the top stories about patents and inventions. PCSIR, IPO Pakistan join hands to promote inventions, patent culture in country, Urdu Point News. Pharmather collaborates with Medisynergics to develop patented ketamine formulation for pain disorders and to discover novel psychedelic formulations, Biospace. Can games be patented in Brazil, Lixology. Patent system reviewed to help secure small business innovation, Mirage News. Cape Museum goes to Capitol Hill with State of Innovation exhibit, Alachua Chronicle. Plaintiff did not have standing to pursue patent infringement action where inventor assignment was not automatic. Lexology. Non-practicing entities target electronic health records apps in patent litigation. J.D. Supra. Winners announced in Smithsonian Cricket Media's 10th Spark, Lab DRNB and Mrs. Kyung Ji-yoon invented. iNews. Alvedech challenges Avi on U.S. Humira exclusivity. Bioprocess Insider. Cleveland Clinic appoints D. Jeffrey Vins, Ph.D., Executive Director of Cleveland Clinic Innovations, Health Essentials from Cleveland Clinic. The next headlines are from Quartz. Thousands have joined Hong Kong's national security law exodus to the UK. How the venture capital community can better support black founders. China is setting up special economical wedding zones. China's crackdown on Bitcoin mining is getting real. Companies need to empower their chief diversity officers. Infrastructure Week. US-China trade talks, big oil's activists, unplanned Star Wars. We need a better way to talk about vaccine hesitancy. Figma says it has the answer to lackluster brainstorming meetings. The U.S. labor shortage is just a wage shortage. The following headlines are from Tech Dirt. Verizon forces users onto more expensive broadband plans just to get $50 COVID subsidy. Warner Brothers bullies Airbnb Hobbit-themed offering into changing its name over Hobbit trademark. Content moderation case studies, Twitter clarifies hacked material policy after Hunter Biden controversy, 2020. Upload filters will always be a bad idea, but Germany's new implementation of Article 17 is an attempt to provide some protection for users, which others may follow. F tells court defendants must be allowed to examine the DNA software used to convict them. Babies and bathwater, WSJ suggests banning cryptocurrency entirely to stop ransomware. Daily Deal, the ultimate 2021 White Hat Hacker Bundle. D.C. court says recordings of Capitol rioters must be made public, but only on a case-by-case basis. 27 right to repair laws proposed this year. Giants like Apple have ensured none have passed so far. Crime reporting app Citizen apparently attempting to get into the law enforcement business. We are now about 1/3 of the way through this daily news headlines podcast, a free service. Here, next, are the top trending keywords in Google web searches for today, a different window on world events. Karine Jean-Pierre. Penguins. Utah Jazz. JoJo. Facebook dark mode. Sixers. Dalton Gomez. Eric Carle. Kevin Clark. Justin Bieber. The next headlines are from RT, the first Russian news station in English. Crime can pay, some Russian convicts earning more than doctors and lawyers from work behind bars, prison bosses admit. Biden to unveil $6 trillion budget, hiking spending to record post-World War II levels. Chinese yuan strengthens against major pairs as Beijing slackens reins. A ducky escape, Russian emergency workers launch operation to rescue duckling trapped in sewer grate and reunite it with family. Tokyo Games could create Olympic COVID strain, Japanese doctors union warns. Sleep researchers observe human mind saving memories in real time. German scientists claim to have solved COVID-19 vaccine blood clot mystery, say jabs can be altered. RT Creative Lab wins D&Ad's Pencil Award with the Endless Letter Instagram series honoring World War II victims. And the Oscar goes to NBA icon Russell Westbrook, savaged by fans for overreaction to fan dumping popcorn over him, video. Global warming continues to hit Russia hard as country records mind-boggling for May 30 degrees Celsius inside Arctic Circle. The next headlines are from Zero Hedge. Meme stocks explode, epic squeeze, option frenzy sends AMC to all-time high, hits $10 billion for the first time. Russia blocking any EU flights that circumnavigate Belarus in alarming escalation. U.S. pending home sales unexpectedly plunged in April due to lack of affordable homes. Rand Paul, Fauci cannot investigate himself, get him under oath. JP Morgan sees 4 scenarios ahead on infrastructure. Top U.S. China trade negotiators hold constructive first call but many challenges linger. Watch Live, GOP unveils $928 billion infrastructure counteroffer. Schiff, the lull before the storm. Q1 GDP stuck at 6.4% after revision as core PCE comes in hotter than expected. Despite initial claims drop, almost 16 million Americans remain on government dole. The following headlines are from Al Jazeera, Middle East News. Republicans unveil $928 billion infrastructure plan to counter Biden's. Bangladesh removes passport clause that bar travel to Israel. UK PM rejects claim Gulf failures led to avoidable COVID deaths. Belarusian journalists are unsafe and constantly under attack. Death toll rises to 9 as police search for motive in U.S. shooting. Iran nuclear deal, are IAEA safeguards dangerously obsolete? Exploited, Filipino workers in Geneva. Hong Kong legislature backs Beijing's sweeping political overhaul. Khomeini urges Iranians to ignore vote boycotting calls. Israel's Gaza strikes may constitute war crimes, UN's Bachelet. The next headlines are from Breitbart. 19 shot on Wednesday alone in Mayor Lori Lightfoot's Chicago. Inflation Nation, first quarter consumer spending and prices hiked. School of Rock child star Kevin Clark dies at 32 after being struck by car. Rugrats mom will be openly gay in Paramount Plus series. Reopening works, jobless claims drop 38,000 to 406,000, new pandemic low. Report, Biden's plan for separate Jerusalem consulate for Palestinians is illegal. Jewish man attacked on Las Vegas Strip in alleged hate crime. Paul Ryan, conservatism is doomed if we trust Donald Trump populist appeal. Nigeria report, hundreds of Christians killed in first 4 months of 2021. U.S. bishops call for rational regulation of dangerous weapons. The next headlines are from UPI News. South Carolina man's dream inspires purchase of $300,000 lottery ticket. Watch, rare piebald squirrel spotted in Colorado tree. Watch, mystery chunk of ice crashes through Wisconsin family's roof. Message in a bottle found after 10 years in Russia. Watch, 7 bears crash high school pool party in Tennessee. Look, parachutist suspended from power lines rescued in California. Look, alligator swam to Texas beach from Louisiana. Watch, mountain lion crashes through window into California home. The next headlines are from Odd, Strange and Bizarre Things. May is asparagus month and you should celebrate. These 10 plants will get rid of mosquitoes this summer. 5 facts you didn't know about playing golf. 40 beer fun facts you need to know. How to relax outdoors this summer. Why hiring a crawl space repair contractor is important. The following headlines are from goodnewsnetwork.org. Paul McCartney is helping people grow their own fruits and vegetables in the UK for better health and well-being. Stunning photos of this morning's superflower blood moon eclipse, look. Woman who tossed out $1 million lottery ticket gets her winnings thanks to store owners. Huge surprise as giant river otter thought to be extinct pops up in river in Argentina. Breaking, 100-year-old Galapagos giant tortoise found on Fernandina Island is indeed member of extinct species. You're tuned to No Views, daily automated podcast news. This is a report for Thursday, May 27th. Thank you for listening. The next headlines are from Reddit Offbeat News. How an inmate serving a murder sentence made a huge math discovery. North Korea bans skinny jeans, mullets and fight against capitalism. Bitter ongoing feud leads to stabbing inside Vancouver courthouse. Man hides in Walgreens, then tunnels through wall to get opioids, Tennessee cops say. Quebec needs its own emoji as soon as possible, say legislators in unanimous vote. This NYC hotel is offering a discount to anyone whose first or last name is James. Central Park Aaron sues ex-employer for discrimination. Rapper dies during bisexual three-way. He jumped off a balcony to hide from his wife. New era Arizona Diamondbacks local market cap with burrito criticized, pulled from site. Indians pitcher breaks his thumb after aggressively removing his shirt. The next headlines are from a site called The Next Web. School lists say I to turn you into a serious piano player without the frustration. 3 free tips to assess the credibility of financial advice on FinTalk. Germany says JA, 2 fully autonomous vehicles hitting public roads in 2022. How to make it as a non-specialist founder. After Delhi police's visit, Twitter India says it's concerned about its employees. Chinese hackathon reportedly revealed iOS breach, exploited it to spy on new hires. Ditch your phone, Twitter Spaces is now on your desktop. 3 things self-driving cars need to fix before anyone will buy them. Tesla loses NHTSA safety recognition after removing radar. Facebook will now shame pages that share misinformation repeatedly. The following headlines are from Science Daily. Obsessive-compulsive disorder linked to increased ischemic stroke risk later in life. Fungus fights mites that harm honeybees. Improving computer vision for AI. Banning the sale of fossil fuel cars benefits the climate when replaced by electric cars. Deep oceans dissolve the rocky shell of water ice planets. Amazon indigenous groups' lifestyle may hold a key to slowing down aging. Widespread coral algae symbioses endured historical climate changes. Technology to monitor mental well-being might be right at your fingertips. Unveiling what governs crystal growth. People prefer natural strategies to reduce atmospheric carbon. The next headlines are from Information Week. Preparing future data scientists for jobs of tomorrow. Data is the cure for what's ailing the supply chain. How SolarWinds changed cybersecurity leadership's priorities. How SEOs can advance company sustainability goals. This is a reading of news headlines. This broadcast was created on Thursday, May 27th from over 100 sources, to give you a bigger picture of the news. The next headlines are from NASA News. NASA sets coverage, invites public to virtually join next cargo launch. NASA to brief President's fiscal year 2022 funding request for agency. The next headlines are from the Salt Lake Tribune. Latest from Mormon land. Oh say, what is truth? Lots of Latter-day Saints believe Trump's big lie. Zoomer's a boy. Utah author announces her 5-year-old's decision to use he/him pronouns. Letter, we wish members of the LDS Church would see us as we are. The world cried out for a revolution in policing last summer. Here's how Salt Lake City responded. Cox says Utah wildfires could cost hundreds of millions of dollars if predictions hold. Peggy Fletcher stack, even at 100, my truth-seeking dad still devours science magazines and scriptures. Who are the 5 husbands on the label of this Utah-made vodka? The rundown, new PAC targets Stewart, Owens for vote to overturn 2020 election. Letter, an airport the Olympic track team might appreciate. Letter, open letter to Senator Romney and Rep. Curtis regarding ownership of public lands. The next headlines are from Slashdot, Tech News for Nerds. Automation puts a premium on decision-making jobs. VMware warns of critical remote code execution hole in center. Dutch court rules oil giant Shell must cut carbon emissions by 45% by 2030. Long working hours lead to a rise in premature deaths, WHO says. Google's San Jose megacampus wins city approval. Enigmatic designs found in India may be the largest images ever made by human hands. OpenAI's $100 million startup fund will make big early bets with Microsoft as partner. GameStop is building an NFT platform on Ethereum. DarkSide will be back, as Russia, China, Iran create safe havens for hackers. Half of all U.S. adults are now fully vaccinated against COVID-19. The next headlines are from Fox St. Louis. Missouri mystery deepens in the case of a man with many names. Fox 2's Chris Higgins reports forecast and tries out Aquaport's upgrades. City leaders discuss Crestwood Mall redevelopment plan tonight. First night at the zoo is tonight. St. Charles County Police search for runaway 16-year-old girl. Severe thunderstorms possible Thursday, high temps in mid-80s. Motorcyclist killed in South St. Louis County by hit-and-run driver. International Institute of St. Louis hosts vaccination clinic today. Racially offensive sign outside Lake St. Louis Popeyes under investigation. 5-year-old suffers graze wound in Van Deventer neighborhood. These are the current headlines from the world's most interesting news websites. Thank you for listening. The next headlines are from Fox San Diego. Killer of 9 in San Jose had talked of workplace attacks. Can employers make you get COVID-19 shot? 9th victim dies in San Jose mass shooting. It was devastating, sporting goods store reflects on 1 year since lawmaking riots. U.S. jobless claims fall to 406,000, a new pandemic low. Recall organizers react to new poll showing support for Newsom. Robust return to travel expected this Memorial Day weekend. Lifeguard agency searching for qualified applicants. Man faces 20 years in prison after admitting to kidnapping, beating La Jolla resident. Second man jailed for alleged role in shooting at South Bay Shopping Center. The next headlines are from SpookNews.com. The fiery jungle outside the Mossad is just as challenging. GPS tracker assists police in chase after CVS armed robber near Rice Military. Mossad chief uses intelligence connections to join Gulf Wealth Fund. Yang Hangjin, Australian rider says he is unafraid of suffering and torture ahead of trial in China. The following headlines are from Defense Blog. U.S. Army Apache helicopter makes emergency landing in Romania. Singapore Air Force deploys its fighter jets and spy plane to Guam. Raytheon secures $16.7M contract modification for mine countermeasure assets. Lockheed Martin gets $30.6M deal to support Aegis ashore site in Poland. U.S. Army awards contract to Oshkosh Defense for new heavy support vehicles. U.S. Army takes delivery of new robotic combat vehicle prototypes. U.S. Army awards contract to General Dynamics for 105mm tank ammunition. Russia develops new single-engine fighter aircraft. Textron Systems shares new video of next-gen squad automatic weapons. U.S. Navy awards contract to Huntington Ingalls for Remus 300 unmanned underwater vehicle. The next headlines are from SupChina, top news about China. Chinese government pushes to finance family farms and other rural ventures. Escaped circus tiger shot dead in Henan after killing handler. When China's nationalist government lost Shanghai. This is the No Views, daily automated podcast news. Today, in the GMT time zone, is Thursday, May 27, 2021. Now, more headlines. The next headlines are from KRON4 San Francisco. Shots were still being fired, sheriff describes confronting San Jose VTA shooter. San Jose shooter found with 2 semi-automatic handguns, sheriff. 9th victim dies in San Jose VTA mass shooting. Stimulus checks, over 1.2 million payments still haven't been cashed, records request reveals. San Jose mass shooting victim, Taptejdeep Singh. San Jose mass shooting victim, Michael Rudametkin. San Jose mass shooting victim, Lars Lane. List, all victims identified in San Jose VTA shooting. San Jose VTA mass shooting, everything you need to know. Family of VTA shooting victims wait in anguish to hear status of loved ones. The next headlines are from the Daily Herald. There's stadium, yes. Warehouses, no. Arlington Heights panel weighs racetrack site uses. Can employers make COVID-19 vaccination mandatory? Killer of 9 in California had talked of workplace attacks. Governor wants Indiana state employees in offices in July. The best of the both worlds, why boat clubs are becoming more common in the suburbs. Korea gains edge and Korea World Cup qualifying results voided. Better, WGN Radio's Bob Sirott to share his summer record collection. Constable, West Chicago man finds purpose by repurposing junk into functional art. Elgin Council approves sale of cemetery plots to Midwest Islamic Center. The following headlines are from Seattle PI. New gates in SeaTac Airport's renovated North Satellite open for passengers ahead of Memorial Day. The next alerts are from the Global Disaster Alerting and Coordination System, a cooperative effort from disaster managers worldwide. Drought is ongoing in Mexico. Drought is ongoing in Angola, Congo, DRC. Drought is ongoing in Kenya. Drought is ongoing in Argentina, Brazil, Paraguay. Drought is ongoing in Algeria, Libya, Tunisia. Drought is ongoing in Afghanistan, Iran, Kazakhstan, Pakistan, Tajikistan, Turkmenistan, Uzbekistan. Drought is ongoing in Azerbaijan, Iraq, Iran, Jordan, Syria, Turkey. Drought is ongoing in Madagascar. Volcanic eruption is ongoing for Nyiragongo in Dr. Congo. Drought is ongoing in Canada, United States. You are hearing the No Views, daily automated podcast news. Today is Thursday, May 27th in the Greenwich Mean Time zone. Headlines here were found today in news feeds from around the world, but we do focus on the USA, one of the world's current 195 countries. Now, more news. The next headlines are from Cipher Brief Security News and High-Level Analysis. What a future Russia house must look like. The next headlines are from ABC Houston. Sam Cassidy, gunman who killed 9 in San Jose rail yard shooting, had talked of workplace attacks. It'll be hot and mostly dry through Thursday. Launchpad on Disney Plus promotes diversity, gives new filmmakers a voice. This 2-year-old with an IQ of 146 is America's youngest Mensa member. Charges to be filed after woman feeds spider monkeys, Texas Zoo says. Winner, $1 million Powerball ticket sold in Houston. Missing, 85-year-old man last seen Wednesday in East Houston. Man busts through 2 Northeast Houston motel walls in attempt to escape police. Deputies rescue teenage boy from swift-moving Little Cypress Creek. Fight breaks out between fans during Astros, Dodgers game at Minute Maid Park. The following headlines are from China Post, top news about China, Taiwan and the world. U.S. durable goods orders drop 1.3% in April. Australian teenagers lose bid to block coal mine expansion. Stocks open mostly higher on Wall Street, except for tech. GOP senators propose $928 billion infrastructure plan to Biden. Indie bookstores avoid the worst, so far, from pandemic. Harris to announce business investments in Central America. Wayne Brady and his Black experience. Fewer Americans sign contracts to buy homes in April. The following headlines are from The Gothamist. Cheap shots, props and who won the 2020 presidential election, highlights from the Republican debate for mayor. Extra Extra, an ode to America's gas station cuisine. Federal prosecutors charge NYC jail staff for smuggling and weapons and drugs. Brokers' fees are officially unbanned, for now. Bandits land in the West Village like some crazy 70s dream. Catherine Garcia wants to defy political logic. Can a crisis and ranked choice voting get her to City Hall? Following forum, Al Sharpton says his mayoral endorsement will come in June. 3 senior staffers exit Diane Morales' campaign for NYC mayor. Vessel at Hudson Yards will reopen with big changes. Early edition, remember Satanism? We hope you are enjoying this podcast. If you have a suggestion for a new RSS feed we should add, please leave it in a comment on our YouTube page. The next headlines are from globalissues.org. To beat COVID, beat HIV, and beat inequality, find the money. World now likely to hit watershed 1.5 sea rise in next 5 years, warns UN Weather Agency. Q&A, if China had a free press, COVID-19 pandemic may not have been so severe. Pandemic making life harder for older refugees in Latin America. Use Africa's rich heritage as catalyst for transformation, urges Guterres. UN Rights Chief urges Libya, EU, to protect migrants crossing the central Mediterranean. UN Chief following Mali crisis with concern as Security Council strongly condemns arrests. 5 things you should know about ICAO, the UN Aviation Agency. Indonesia's climate villages where communities work together to mitigate climate change. During relative calm, growing humanitarian suffering in Syria, a tragic irony. The next headlines are from blacklistednews.com. Senate preparing $10 billion bailout fund for Jeff Bezos' space firm. Sweden goes from being one of the safest countries in Europe to the second most dangerous. $3 billion of taxpayer money to be used on ad campaign to increase vaccine uptake. How police sanitize tasing people, officer used his conducted energy weapon. U.S. Congressman seeks full audit of America's gold reserves. I don't know of a bigger story in the world right now than ivermectin, NY Times best-selling author. New report and scorecard shows which retailers are using facial recognition on shoppers, employees. Bloomberg's gun control push, his news site and the Chinese Communist Party. 34th candidate assassinated in Mexico ahead of June 6 vote. The following headlines are from Snopes, a fact-checking service. Ohio announces first $1 million Vaccination lottery winner. The Very Hungry Caterpillar author Eric Carle dies at 91. Did Samuel Lee Wright, voice of Sebastian from The Little Mermaid, die? No, this is not a photo of Biden's ATF nominee David Chipman at Waco. Biden orders more intel investigation of COVID-19 origin. Could China's Three Gorges Dam slow rotation of Earth? Religious artifacts return to Thailand after decades. Is Corcoran, California, sinking? Grammys change rules for Album of the Year award. Plane lands safely on Sydney Beach after engine fails. The next headlines are from factcheck.org. Vaccine ingredient SM102 is safe. We are now about 2/3 of the way through today's news headlines. When everything is working, this feed will auto-update 3 times per day. Join us daily to stay informed. The next headlines are from the Daily Beast. This is the only thing keeping my dog busy while I'm on Zoom. This nectar pillow keeps me cool and comfortable all night long. My 5 favorite meals, Chef Joey Campanero. We love her, the parents and trans teens who will fight Arkansas healthcare ban in court. Inside the wild GOP civil war playing out under the radar. The hot takeaway: did Rita or Tessa Thompson threesome kicks off slutty summer. Russian TV circus, Biden desperately begged for Putin talks. 213 mass shootings later, what has Biden done on guns? The last honest Republican gives in and kneels before Trump. Jennifer Aniston and David Schwimmer reveal they nearly had a friend's romance. The next headlines are from the New York Post. Cobra Kai Season 4 first look, Karate Kid 3 villain Terry Silver returns. Dodgers fans fighting rivals as they invade Houston with cheating chants. The Hamptons luxury shopping for summer 2021. Heather Morris, Glee cast was scared to report Lea Michele's bullying. The Apple Watch Series 6 is on sale for $70 off for Memorial Day 2021. The following headlines are from astronomy.com. What echoing radio waves taught us about Venus. If a satellite falls on your house, space law protects you. You're tuned to the No Views, daily automated podcast news. If you are hearing this, you found something super unknown. Congratulations. Now back to the headlines. The next science headlines are from CBS News. Rare superflower blood moon lunar eclipse captured in photos. Superflower blood moon dazzles stargazers. Tasmanian devils born in the wild in Australia in historic comeback. Galapagos tortoise found alive from species thought to be extinct. The next headlines are from the New York Daily News. Vanessa Redgrave distances herself from new Kevin Spacey film directed by her husband. Florida man charged with sex crimes against 11-year-old girl who was missing for days. Republican senators poised to use filibuster to block January 6th commission. Time Out Market New York reopens Thursday with new eateries, entertainment after COVID closure. Tawny Kidding memorial service at Chuck Finley's home attended by friends and family. 9th victim in San Jose rail yard mass shooting dies in hospital. U.S. Army colonel and veteran wife shot outside Virginia home. Victims identified in San Jose rail yard mass shooting. San Jose rail yard shooting suspect identified, had reported history of domestic violence. First winners of Ohio Vax-A-Million lottery announced. The following headlines are from military.com. Signs point to shift in combating sexual assault in military. Deep-rooted racism, discrimination permeate U.S. military. Crews prepare to resume shipwreck demolition delayed by fire. Future aviators among Naval Academy spectators at Blue Angels demonstration during commissioning week. Southern Poverty Law Center adds 64 military-connected places to list of Confederate memorials. Naval Academy needs to better track its support for sexual assault victims, IG fines. Taliban warns departing U.S. against new bases in region. Navy carrier Reagan will head to Middle East to cover Afghan withdrawal, report. Judge, Vietnam veteran charged with bringing guns to D.C. had militia ties. A flying car could be the Air Force's next medevac transport. The next headlines are from the Chicago Tribune. Men shot to death getting into ride-share vehicle in South Shore among shooting victims overnight in Chicago. Coronavirus in Illinois updates, here's what's happening Thursday with COVID-19 in the Chicago area. Daywatch, the question of the COVID booster shot, vote blocked on renaming Lakeshore Drive and trying the new McDonald's BTS meal. 1-year-old girl dies after hit-and-run traffic crash, Chicago police say. Column, Critical Race Theory, Cultural Marxism and Wokeness are the greatest threats facing America. Will we need a COVID booster shot? It's an open question, but so far immunity appears durable. Illinois providers say they are ready if necessary. 2 shot near Museum of Science and Industry, police say. Motorist, 26, injured in far south side expressway shooting, officials say. Man, 43, rescued by divers in Calumet River, authorities say. 3 men injured in Englewood shooting, police say. The following headlines are from phys.org. Fish adapt to ocean acidification by modifying gene expression. Global evapotranspiration rose by 10% from 2003 to 2019. Why hurricanes devastate some places over and over again, a meteorologist explains. Mixtures of 2 herbicides have less environmental impact when mixed in laboratories. Development anomalies recorded for the first time in a rare tiger moth. Virus transmission, new animation gives insight to viral spread. Blood of drug users can reveal origin of drug. Research team discovers that it takes some heat to form ice on graphene. What would happen to the climate if we reforested the entire tropics? Why do women still get judged so harshly for having casual sex? Thank you for listening and for staying informed. This audio was produced today, Thursday, May 27th, in the GMT time zone. The next headlines are from the Seattle Times. Tennessee bathroom law sponsor now says it has penalties. Atlanta philanthropist, businessman A.D. Correll dies at 80. Boeing will pay FAA at least $17 million to settle 737 production mistakes. Man charged with killing parakeet in Detroit area pet shop. Hot air balloon was the secret to getting a cool shot of Seattle's first World's Fair. The following headlines are from MercuryNews.com. COVID economy, California unemployment claims rise, U.S. claims drop. VTA mass shooting, sheriff says gunman had 2 semi-automatic handguns. 11-year-old boy killed in attack in Southern California. Cupertino community briefs for the week of June 4th. 15-0, Camp Orlando completes pandemic-shortened boys basketball season undefeated. South Bay sex offender on the run for 21 years arrested in Florida. 5 years later, family still searching for abducted Bay Area teen Pearl Pinson. Marin COVID-19 outbreak linked to Novato Catholic School. Distemper continues spread through Santa Cruz County, animal shelter suggests vaccine. High school boys basketball, Midi smothers Riordan's comeback bid to claim WCAL tournament title. The next headlines are from the Washington Times. Senate GOP proposes $928 billion infrastructure package as White House talks stall. White farmers, ranchers fight Biden administration's race-based loan program. U.S. jobless claims fall to 406,000, a new pandemic low. GOP rolls dice that Donald Trump helps score wins in midterms. Ohio announces first $1 million Vax-A-Million lottery winner. UN rights chief, Israeli strikes in Gaza may be war crimes. Afghan forces demoralized, rife with corruption. Belarusians who fled crackdown fearful after diverted flight. The next headlines are from The Intercept. Bolsonaro's environment minister bulldozed the Amazon, now he's under investigation for corruption. Israeli police target Palestinian journalists at Al-Aqsa Mosque. Understanding the history of Black Rebellion. This is No Views, daily automated podcast news. You are hearing headlines for Thursday, May 27th, 2021. Now more. The next headlines are from Eureka Alert. Scientists find new insights into the elusive continuous waves from spinning neutron stars. Atlas of Malaria Parasite Gene Activity provides new targets for drugs and vaccines. Plastic waste has some economic benefit for developing countries. Sleep warning for older men. UTC researchers among collaborative improving computer vision for AI. UMass Amherst astronomer reveals never-before-seen detail of the center of our galaxy. Gravitational wave search no humdrum hunt. AJR, ultrasound, MRI 8 placenta accreta diagnosis. The next headlines are from the Chicago Sun-Times. Things to do with kids in and around Chicago. Chris Noth joins cast of Sex and the City reboot. Here's what we know so far about the show. Carla Fracci, La Scala prima ballerina, dies at 84. Things to do in Chicago for music fans. Things to do in Chicago for movie fans. 2 killed, 19 wounded in shootings Wednesday in Chicago. 1-year-old girl killed in hit-and-run crash on near West Side. Dear Abby, my habit of losing things could harm my career, family. Fears, misinformation still fueling vaccine hesitancy in Illinois, new data shows. Things to do at museums in Chicago. You are hearing today's news headlines. These headlines are for Thursday, May 27, 2021. Now more. The next headlines are from the Houston Press. Bush asks for $750 million for Harris County Harvey relief after scolding from Houston area leaders. Patrick demands legislative OT for trans sports bill, but Abbott says not so fast. Best virtual bets, Cine Space, Humperdinck, and Big Dreams. Deshaun Watson reportedly expected to skip mandatory minicamp in June. Sticks rocks again while heading, on purpose, into a crash. As life begins again, what happened here reflects on our time at home. Upcoming Houston food events, get double stacked at Hopperty. Turner and Hidalgo blast George P. Bush for withholding Harvey relief funds. Texas lawmakers approve permit-free handgun bill after Abbott demands they get it to his desk. Is the grass really much greener for Deshaun Watson somewhere else? The next headlines are about world records making news. Bienvenido Aguado, a Spanish mountain biker, breaks world record by pulling off incredible front flip, inside edition. Moment the new Guinness World Record for speed reached on a wheelie been captured on camera in North Yorkshire, the Yorkshire Post. World record attempt for travelling UK in electric paramotor ahead of COP26, the Northern Echo. BTS now holds 23 Guinness World Records, Butter contributed to 5 of them, She the People. 90% chance world will set record for hottest year by end of 2025, report, Global News. Buckinghamshire teen pilot in solo round the world record bid, BBC News. Comedian duo Tridal and Guadam set new Guinness Book of World Record, Kabar Hub. Local artist up for Guinness World Record for the largest drawing ever, WPVI-TV. KwaZulu-Natal cyclist Duncan, 86, guns for world record witness, News 24. Woman gives birth to triplets in 2 different decades, sets world record, Times Now. The next headlines are from Gizmodo. The Jungle Cruise's new trailer is heavy on jungle, light on cruise. Kellogg's introduces robotic vending machines that mix and match cereals to create the perfect breakfast bowl. Acer's new laptop lineup includes an absolutely giant Chromebook. Acer just unleashed a slew of new gaming PCs headlined by its most sophisticated laptops yet. Marvel's Secret Invasion show recruits another mysterious star. This solar crypto mine plan is stranger than fiction. Linksys new Wi-Fi 6E mesh router is wildly fast, but you should wait. That viral photo of round meal macaroni and beef product is totally fake. Clearview AI hit with legal complaints in 5 countries, accused of face recognition abuse. Ohio hands out first $1 million lottery prize to vaccinated resident. What place in the world had the hottest and coolest temperatures today? According to ElDoradoWeather.com, the hottest place on Earth in the past 24 hours was Jacobabad in Pakistan at 122 degrees Fahrenheit or 50 degrees Celsius. The coldest recorded weather temperature on Earth in the past 24 hours was Vostok in Antarctica at minus 97.24 degrees Fahrenheit or minus 71.8 degrees Celsius. The following headlines are from Ars Technica. We got our first ride in the electric Lucid Air sedan. Sony lists PC version of Uncharted 4 in investor report. Scientists induced hallucinations in mice to learn more about human psychosis. Windows 10 21H1 available now, improves document load times. These offline, disk-based games require an online check-in on Xbox Series X. No, it doesn't just crash Safari. Apple has yet to fix exploitable flaw. ARM's Cortex-X2 based CPUs are 30% faster and more efficient. Russia tried to spread dangerous lies about Pfizer vaccine, France suspects. Apple TV 4K gets 8 out of 10 repairability score in iFixit's latest teardown. J.J. Abrams' lack of plan in Star Wars' latest trilogy was a critical flaw. The following headlines are from Raw Story. Stop messing around, Joe Manchin ripped for sticking by filibuster even as GOP smothers Capitol riot probe. Matt Gaetz eyes presidential bid despite sex trafficking probe to provide cover to run DeSantis, report. Capitol rioter busted by the FBI after his father's botched attempt to delete evidence. Hong Kong woman breaks record for fastest ascent of Everest, official. My family is gone, gut-wrenching video shows Kentucky dead driven to tears too over vaccine conspiracies. Federal lawsuit seeks license to discriminate against LGBT workers based on religion, anal sex, Grindr use. Trump appointees shocked and angry after his desperate payroll tax delay leaves them owing thousands. Not sure people appreciate how much danger we're in, political scientist sounds alarm on GOP's radicalization against the democracy. Trump regime's amazing list of crimes keeps getting longer, but we cannot afford to look away. I would never have Trump on any ballot ever again. GOP lawmakers prefer behind-the-scenes role for ex-president. The next headlines are from Mother Jones. Emails tie top Trump exec Alan Weisselberg to yet another Trump financial scandal. A shot and a beer, do vaccine incentives work? Nature will help protect us from climate doom, if we let it. 1 year after George Floyd's murder, the racial reckoning gave way to a backlash. Rinse and repeat, Gavin Newsom laments America's mass shooting epidemic. Activist shareholders deal a blow to top oil firms. Elizabeth Warren hammers J.P. Morgan Chase CEO Jamie Dimon on pandemic fees. The obscure public health law Trump wielded against migrants is still ruining lives. The next items are today's top search results for Bigfoot. The 15 best TV shows of the year, so far, Gazette Extra. The next items are today's top search results for extraterrestrial life. How pop culture set the stage for the coming UFO report, for better or worse, NBC News. What's out there? Pittwire University of Pittsburgh, UPJ Athletics. Radio signal, worms, mushrooms, 5 unproven claims that might point to the existence of alien life, first post. The following items are today's top search results for the term neural plasticity. A simple model of the brain provides new directions for AI research, Tech Talks. Central pathological mechanisms of chronic low back pain JPR, Dove Medical Press. Alzheimer's deficits in neurogenesis and memory lessened by small molecule, genetic engineering and biotechnology news. 9 hallucinogenic psychedelic analogs could be game changers for neuropsychiatry, technology networks. The next items are the top results for news about longevity and immortality. Humans could live to 150, say scientists, The Telegraph. We are nearing the end of this broadcast. This report is for Thursday, May 27, 2021 in the GMT time zone. What cities are in that time zone? Well, Reykjavik, Iceland, for one. You might wonder if our server is in Reykjavik. It could be. The following is from the UFO Chronicles. FMR Director of AATIP, Luis Elizondo is cynical about upcoming UFO report video. Navy UFO videos debunked. That's it for now. Thanks for enjoying today's newsfeed headlines. This, indeed, has been a No Views, daily automated podcast newscast for Thursday, May 27, 2021. Bookmark us and tune in each day to our free automated podcast to find out what's going on, around, and, sometimes, light years, beyond the Earth. Fair use statement. News i8 is a US-based educational not-for-profit news site. We use only parts of content, in transformative ways and without market usurpation. This means you are still going to want to read the original if you are interested in it beyond the headline and any comments we make. We provide links to original sources wherever possible. If you have any copyright concern, please contact us via our About page for immediate remedy. Contact us, Zeno at XENOMAILS 2021 by News i8. All rights reserved.